There is a profound misconception that the trials of life are random, devoid of meaning, and cruel in their relentless nature. This belief has crept into the hearts of many, wrapping itself around the soul like a suffocating vine, whispering that promises, divine or otherwise, are nothing but illusions, fragile as the morning mist. But this is a lie, a shadow cast to obscure the eternal truth. The promises of the divine are not broken by the weight of time, nor eroded by the tempests of existence. They stand unshaken, immutable, and infinitely resonant, waiting to be claimed by those brave enough to walk the sacred path. Could it be that the challenges you face are not barriers but sacred markers, leading you toward a destiny far greater than you've imagined? Deep within the sacred texts of existence, inscribed not on paper but within the fabric of the universe itself, lies an unspoken truth. The trials you endure are not punishments, they are invitations. Each struggle, every heartbreak, every whisper of doubt that echoes through your mind is a call, a beckoning from the eternal to rise above the illusion of chaos and remember. Remember what? That you are not a spectator in this grand design. You are a participant, a chosen one, carrying within you the essence of a sacred promise woven into the cosmos long before you drew your first breath. What if everything you've endured was a preparation, a sacred forging, for a revelation waiting just beyond the horizon of your current understanding? Consider for a moment the weight of this realization. Every step you've taken, every misstep, and every moment of doubt has brought you here, to this precipice. Does it not stir something within you, an ancient echo resonating from a place you've long forgotten? This is no ordinary path, and your burdens are no ordinary weights. They are the fires that temper steel, the currents that shape the stone. You were never meant to crumble under the weight of these trials. You were meant to rise, transformed and renewed. And yet, how often do we falter, blinded by the veil of the mundane, forgetting that we are more than flesh and bone? This journey you are on is not a simple quest for answers. It is a rediscovery of your very essence. You see, the world thrives on distraction, pulling your gaze from the eternal truths that whisper just beneath the surface. But here, now, in this moment, you are invited to pause, to listen, and to awaken. There is a reason you are here, reading these words, feeling their weight settle into your spirit. It is not coincidence. It is not happenstance. It is destiny. What comes next will challenge you, yes, but it will also unveil truths that cannot be ignored. Are you prepared to see through the veil? To remember who you are and the promises that call your name? As the year draws to its inevitable close, the rhythm of the cosmos shifts, offering you a sacred opportunity to realign. This is no ordinary season. It is a threshold, a liminal space where time bends and the ordinary dissolves into the extraordinary. The question is not whether the promises exist. Their truth is unshakable. The question is whether you will claim them, whether you will step forward with the faith of one who knows they are destined for more. The answers lie not in some distant realm but within you, waiting to be uncovered. There is a sacred law that governs the fabric of existence, a truth as ancient as the stars and as enduring as time itself. The promises of the divine are unchanging. They are not subject to the frailty of human emotion or the ebb and flow of worldly circumstance. Unlike the fleeting assurances of mortal life, these promises are carved into the eternal. They are the whispers of creation, echoing through the chambers of time, calling the chosen ones to remember that which cannot be destroyed. Have you felt this calling, a deep stirring, an unshakable conviction that despite the chaos of the moment, there is something greater, something eternal, guiding you? Think of this. Before the foundation of the world, the promises of the divine were set in motion. They are neither bound by seasons nor diminished by the weight of human failure. Instead, they rise above the noise of doubt, their resonance unyielding and pure. They call not to the ears but to the very essence of your soul, reminding you that no matter how tumultuous the storm, the covenant remains unbroken. And yet, how often do we forget this eternal truth, consumed by the distractions of a fleeting world? It is in our forgetting that we falter, but it is in our remembering that we rise. The sacred promises are not merely words, they are living, breathing forces that seek to manifest through you. To the uninitiated, this may sound like an abstraction, but to the chosen ones, it is a profound reality. You are not a passive observer in this divine narrative. You are an active participant, a vessel through which the eternal seeks expression. Every time you doubt, every time you hesitate, you are not failing. You are being reminded to trust, to realign, and to embrace the promise that has always been yours. It is here, now, waiting to be claimed. The question is not whether the promise exists, but whether you will step forward to fulfill it. The immutable nature of these promises does not mean the journey will be without challenge. On the contrary, it is through challenge that the sacred is revealed. The trials you face are not tests of your strength, but demonstrations of the promise's power. They are opportunities to see the unshakable nature of the covenant at work, proving that no force, no fear, no failure can diminish its truth. When you embrace this perspective, the obstacles before you shift in meaning. They are no longer barriers. They are the sacred forge through which your destiny is shaped. To walk this path is to step into a sacred rhythm, one that requires faith, courage, and a willingness to trust in the unseen. The promises are not always evident to the eye, but they are always present, vibrating within the core of your being. This is the paradox of the chosen ones, to believe not because you see, but because you know. And that knowing, that sacred certainty, is what transforms lives. It is what transforms you. It is what has brought you to this moment, here and now, to be reminded of what has always been true. Adversity is often misunderstood as a curse, a punishment, or a sign of failure. But what if it is none of these? What if the challenges you face are not meant to break you, but to awaken you? The path of the chosen ones is not one of ease or comfort. It is a sacred journey through the fires of transformation, where every trial is a crucible, refining you into the essence of your truest self. You may feel the weight of these moments, the heaviness of doubt, fear, or exhaustion. But within that weight lies a sacred potential, waiting to be unlocked. Adversity is not the absence of divine favor, it is its evidence. To be chosen is to be called into a higher purpose, and that purpose often requires the shedding of what no longer serves. The trials you endure are not arbitrary, they are precise, deliberate, and necessary. They strip away the illusions, the doubts, and the fears, leaving only the core of who you are, a vessel for the sacred, a bearer of the eternal promise. When you face hardship, you are not being punished. You are being prepared. The world will try to convince you otherwise. It will tell you that you are alone, that your struggles are meaningless, that there is no greater purpose to the pain you endure. But this is a lie. The truth is that every challenge you face is a step on the sacred path, a piece of the divine mosaic being revealed through you. To walk this path requires faith, not in the absence of difficulty, but in the presence of a greater purpose that transcends it. You were not chosen because the path would be easy. You were chosen because you are capable of walking it. Faith is the key that unlocks the power of adversity. It transforms obstacles into opportunities, fear into courage, and doubt into certainty. It allows you to see beyond the immediate, to recognize that every hardship carries within it the seed of a promise fulfilled. This is not blind optimism, it is sacred truth. To believe in the midst of struggle is to align yourself with the eternal, to step into the flow of the divine and allow it to work through you. This is the power of faith. It does not remove the challenge, but it reveals its purpose. When you look back on your journey, you will see that the moments you thought would break you were the very moments that shaped you. They were the thresholds, the sacred transitions, that brought you closer to your destiny. The trials were not the end of the promise, but its beginning. And now, standing here, you have the opportunity to embrace this truth, to step forward with the confidence of one who knows that they are never alone, that they are always guided, and that the promise is always true. As the year begins its quiet descent into closure, a profound energy stirs within the rhythm of time. This season is more than the marking of days on a calendar. It is a sacred threshold, a liminal space where the echoes of the past and the whispers of the future converge. For those who walk the path of the chosen ones, this moment holds extraordinary power. It is an opportunity, not merely for reflection, but for renewal, a time to realign with the promises that have been waiting, constant and unwavering, through every moment of the journey. The world often approaches the end of the year with hurried resolutions and fleeting promises, driven by a superficial desire for change. But this season is not about hastily crafted goals or empty vows. It is about the profound act of remembrance. To remember the sacred essence within you, the divine calling that has guided you through every trial, and the promises that remain steadfast despite the chaos of the world. This is not a time for superficial change. It is a time for sacred transformation, a renewal that springs not from fleeting desires but from the eternal well of your purpose. In the quiet moments of this season, when the noise of the world fades into the background, the voice of the divine becomes clearer. It speaks not in thunderous proclamations but in gentle whispers, reminding you of who you are and what you are called to do. The end of the year is not the closing of a chapter but the opening of a sacred portal. It invites you to step forward, not with fear or hesitation, but with the confidence of one who knows they are part of a grand and eternal design. Every resolution you make, every intention you set, carries with it the weight of the sacred. This is why it is not enough to resolve for change on the surface. You must seek alignment with the deeper truths of your existence. What is it that your soul longs for? What is the sacred purpose that whispers to you in the quiet hours of the night? The answers to these questions are not found in the fleeting concerns of the world, but in the eternal promises that have been placed within you. To connect with them is to connect with the divine essence of who you are. The reflection this season demands is not passive, it is transformative. It calls for a courage that few dare to summon, the courage to see yourself as you truly are, stripped of doubt and fear, shining with the light of divine purpose. You are not here by accident. You are not reading these words by coincidence. This moment, this season, this opportunity, it is sacred. It is a gift, a reminder, and an invitation to step fully into the promise that has always been yours. Any support is not just an act of generosity. It is a sacred offering that ensures the light of these divine messages continues to shine. By contributing through the link in the video description, you become a vital part of this mission, a guardian of wisdom, enabling these transformative truths to reach others who, like you, are seeking their sacred path. Your act is a beacon of faith, fueling this journey of sacred renewal. The divine plan is not a distant, abstract concept. It is living, breathing, and woven into every fiber of your being. To align with it is not to find something external, but to uncover what has always been within you. The chosen ones are not merely selected, they are called. This calling is not a demand but an invitation to walk in harmony with the sacred rhythm of the universe and to fulfill the purpose that only you can fulfill. Alignment with the divine plan begins with trust. Trust that you are not alone, trust that every step of your journey has been guided, and trust that even your perceived failures are part of a greater design. The world may try to convince you otherwise, with its noise and distractions, but the truth remains. The plan is unshakable, and your role within it is irreplaceable. When you embrace this truth, you step into a flow of grace that transforms every aspect of your existence. To align is also to act. Faith without action is incomplete, for it is through action that the sacred manifests in the world. What is it that you are being called to do? What steps, no matter how small, are you being asked to take? The answers to these questions are not distant or obscure. They are present within you, waiting to be uncovered. When you act in alignment with the divine plan, you are not simply moving forward. You are creating, transforming, and bringing the sacred into being. This alignment is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. It requires intention, attention, and devotion. The chosen ones are not perfect, but they are persistent. They understand that to stray from the path is human, but to return to it is divine. Every moment, every choice, is an opportunity to realign, to reconnect, and to step once again into the sacred flow of the divine plan. This is your calling. This is your purpose. And this is your moment to claim it. As you move forward, let this truth guide you. The promises of the divine are unchanging, the trials you face are sacred, and the path before you is yours alone to walk. This is not a burden, it is a gift, a sacred trust given only to those who have the courage to embrace it. You are not here by chance. You are here because you are chosen. And now, It is time to step forward, to align, and to fulfill the promise that has always been yours. As you stand at the threshold of renewal, let the truth settle deeply within you. You are not here by accident. Every moment of your journey has brought you to this sacred point, where the echoes of divine promises resound within your very essence. This is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you fully embrace your role as a chosen one, walking the sacred path laid before you with unwavering faith and purpose. The trials you've endured are not the measure of your worth, but the proof of your calling. Each difficulty, each doubt, has been a forge, shaping you into the vessel of divine power and intention you were always meant to be. Now is the time to step boldly into this purpose. Trust in the immutable nature of the promises you carry, and know that no force, neither fear nor failure, can diminish their truth. You are destined for restoration, victory, and the sacred fulfillment of a purpose greater than yourself. What lies ahead is not a path free of challenges, but one illuminated by clarity and divine alignment. The steps you take from this moment forward are infused with the energy of renewal and transformation. The question is no longer whether you are capable, for the truth is undeniable. You are. The question is whether you will choose to act, to claim what has always been yours. Now, as the light of a new year dawns, you are invited to recommit to the sacred promises and align with the rhythm of the cosmos. To continue this sacred journey, ensure you remain connected to the wisdom and guidance that flows through this community. Subscribe to this channel and activate notifications to stay attuned to the teachings and revelations that will deepen your alignment with your divine purpose. Every video, every word, is designed to empower you, to remind you, and to guide you on your path. Let this be your sanctuary, a place where the sacred truth resonates and inspires your every step. If these words have stirred something within you, a longing, a certainty, a call, share this message. Let others feel the sacred resonance